everybody, it's Coach Barry again. It's April 10th and we're back at the fields. It's about 48 degrees, a little chillier than we'd like. Things are still pretty dormant everywhere, but if you look behind me, you can see that the green that is on the field is in those spots that was cleared down to the dirt, so it's great to see grass growing in those areas. We've got our soil tests and we're gonna review what those look like and what's in that soil, but then the second part of that is you need to know how much square footage you have. So I'm gonna show you an app that I found to measure out the size of these fields so we know exactly how much area we have to cover with our products. So stay tuned. So as you may have noticed, it was a little windy out at the football fields and most of my filming wasn't usable with the wind, and you'll see in the bloopers at the very end that my camera blew over a couple times. So it just wasn't ideal conditions today. Would love to get outside and do more things, but our weather just isn't there yet. So the app that I used was a field area measuring app, free off of the Apple iTunes store. You can have in-app purchases with it, but it allowed me to walk around the field and it would record the area GPS. So let's take a look at what those areas look like. So as you can see, the GPS just follows your movements around the track and measures everything out. It turned out that our game field is roughly 110,000 square feet and the practice field is 116,000 square feet. You'll see on your screen is that both of our fields are roughly the same size. It's just one is long and skinnier and the other one is more of a bulk square. But it lets us know that in the future, we'll be able to split our fertilizer pretty well evenly between the two fields. So everything I've learned with lawn care shows that there's a couple steps you need to do if you're first starting out and have a brand new lawn that you want to take care of. The first one was a soil test, and we'll look at some of the results here. So here in our soil test, you can see that our phosphorus levels at 138 and 132 parts per million are in the very high range. You can also see that our potassium at 257 and in 218 for the two fields is also in the very high range. And lastly, we can look over and we can see that our pH at 7, 8, and 8 are also very high. We would like to have these in the 6.5 to 7 range. So if we look below, now we can see all of our micronutrients. And the first thing that jumps off the page is our manganese at 2 and 1 parts per million are in the very, very low stages. We can also look over and see that our copper is also in a low stage. These are items that we can address but aren't critical to our lawn. The company also provided us these very nice bar charts. So again, as we look at these, we can see in a little more visual format that our phosphorus are very high, as well as our potassium levels and magnesium and sulfur. But our manganese is very, very low. And then you can also see the reflection of the copper and calcium in our soil. So now we have our soil tests and our square footage calculated. Why is this important? Well, first of all, the soil tests let you know what you have in the ground so you can figure out what products you need to add to enhance that without having to waste money on fertilizers or chemicals that provide stuff to your lawn that you don't need or your lawn already has an excess of. So what we have learned is that we need nitrogen, which is pretty typical in any lawn, and that's going to be the food that is going to feed those plants and help green everything up. We don't need phosphorus. We don't need potassium. We're very good in that. We need maybe a little manganese, but again, that's not something to worry about. What we really want to care about is how to lower that pH and again, feed the ground with the nitrogen. So those are the things we would focus on when we're going to go get our fertilizers. The second part is the area that we have. Now that's important because any fertilizer that you purchase, whether that be in granular or spray, is going to have a recommended amount per 1,000 feet. So you need to know how many thousand feet you have. So with the first field being a pretty basic shape of the skinny and long with the two half circles at the end, we could have done a little geometry, stepped it off, and figured out the area for that. But with the second field being an odd shape, That's where the GPS was very, very handy. So you have those tools, and most of them are free online. So check it out so you know how much area you're actually dealing with. So now that we have all that, I can go out and start ordering our fertilizers to match our soil profile, and I know the amount I need because now we have the square footage, which will also help when we want to get our sand for our top dressing in late May. So now all we have to do is wait for the grass to start greening up, which will happen. I know our warmer temperatures are just around the corner, and we'll be able to start getting a couple mows in, and our fertilizer will be here just in time then to start feeding it. So I hope you'll join me when we do all that. And if you like this, please hit the like button below. And I really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel and follow me along all summer long. I'd love to hear any questions or comments you have in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Out in the fields, if you look behind me, you'll see there's some green areas in those spots that were cleared out of the dirt, so we're glad to see that. Hey everybody, it's Coach Barry back out at the football fields. It's a windy April morning.